I usually do an hour to 3 hour flights.
Well, I guess I'll record this and put it up
Where are you
later.
going, Zig? Oh, I see what you're doing now.
So how you doing, Zig?
I'm doing good. How are you doing, BP?
I'm all right. I'm breathing still. That's a good thing.
Yeah,
So-
I heard you had a couple rough days there.
Oh, yeah. Let me say. But I got through it. Oh,
That's good. That's good.
One day at a time, BP. One day at
Yep.
a time, brother.
yeah. Well, that's all I got, really. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like I'm at that point now. I'm like, I don't know. Is there going to be tomorrow? Fuck, I better enjoy today, I guess. I thought I was doing that already, but this is really just sort of got me thinking, you know. But
Yeah.
like I didn't really like. I wasn't gonna fly because I don't. You know what I mean? I got nearly 13,000 hours. I don't need to fly. But I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna sit here and I'm gonna fly, and I finally got all my stuff like done now, right? Because I don't know if you guys heard, but I had to completely reformat my right, then get it all right this time. So instead of putting it all back on box FSX, I got it all and I mean everything, all my FS to cruise, all my planes, all my sceneries, except for Orbx, because my version of banned from doing anything that has anything to do with Australia, apparently. So I can't even buy Orbx.
Australia.
I don't know, man, but I can't buy anything from Australia because I didn't want EasyDock again. EasyDock is good, don't get me wrong, but I want a Chase plane because it's better. But they use the same, they're from Australia too, they use the same sort of e-commerce deal, you know, that Orbx uses. It's called Stripe, and they don't want my money. They won't take it. So I'm like, okay, so I had to go get some fucking half-ass scenery, and it's all right, but it isn't Orbx, you know. And yes, so but everything's on there now. GSX, the whole, you know, whole deal. Active Sky, obviously. Active Sky cloud art, blah 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 blah. All the stuff that I had. So that was one good thing about it. Bad thing about it was that I forgot to back up a lot of stuff from Old Rage.
Yeah, that's what I was worried about. when
Yeah.
MoonDog-
It was the map, not thinking, right? Luckily, enough people have a clean copy of the map. So all I've got to do is put my save game in. It will turn the map back into what it was when I had it. Now the mods, however, I spent, there's some mods that maybe people might recognize that aren't going to be there anymore because I don't remember where I got them from. No, it's seriously been going on for 3 years. You know, I don't remember where some of that stuff is.
So apparently, Effort's been doing really, really well in Flight Sim.
Oh yeah, I know we're gonna do some shared cockpit stuff that all of us at some point. I'm gonna buy. I as soon as this coming Friday, I'm gonna buy him the Aerosoft Airbus too, so he can fly with me because that's the one plane I know that does shared or connected flight deck really well. So I gotta say, so I flew from Heathrow to Miami. Well, the plane flew. Had to go around once because some dumbass in front of me, and then touchdown. Want to know my landing rate in a pretty heavy 747? Anybody want to guess?
142.
Come on, MoonDog. No, I was actually surprised because generally I don't care. Anything under 200, I'm happy with. Right? 25. I had to go back in and watch the replay and make sure I actually touched the ground. Like I didn't even feel it. That's the best one I've ever done. I was like, holy crap, because the wind just died right at the threshold. There's no wind. Came in and just went, doop. Just made a little bump noise. Welcome to Miami, everybody. I was amazed. Normally I don't care about that, but the wind was right on this time. So
Autopilot's going to try and fly this thing right into a mountain.
I know, I've been having difficulties getting my autopilot to work.
Yeah, I
Well,
know.
I've hand flown through the mountains. Too bad you guys can't watch it. I am recording it though.
Why am I at 8,000?
So is this the beach? Is this what you guys are in? Is this that Beach King Air or King Air,
No,
whatever it's called?
No, it's the Beechcraft Duke. Actually,
That's the one I was thinking.
yeah, it's the one that actually.
Roy.
Don't forget to
Roy
lean your
put up
mixture
there.
out, guys.
Yeah, the one at Regulus. Yeah, I have.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't installed it, but I have it.
Yeah, Andrew, I'm working on that. Don't forget, we're already pretty high up in the mountains, so you got to lean out your mixture.
To what?
Until you hear your RPMs pick up again.
That's your mixture knobs or levers. Sorry.
Oh. Yeah, that's down really low for me.
Wow. I was so close to that mountain peak. I pretty sure I saw him.
Nah.
Yeah, I'm not sure I'm gonna make it over that.
Aim for
Make your vertical speed really high.
aim for your kind of like your the valley there.
Just remember, boys, vertical speed is tied into your airspeed, so you don't want to stall either.
No. Hey, fly through the mountains. It's a lot easier to gain altitude that way.
In your dreams, you do.
What are you talking about? There was that crevice there right to the west. I flew through that, banked to the right.
Yeah, I see what you mean. I thought you meant fly right into the mountains.
No, you fly through them.
Yeah.
Not into them.
I made it through there. I'm climbing at 1,000 feet per minute, about 145 knots.
Perfect. You'll just
So
stay until you do that. What do I know? I don't fly VFR, so. That's actually not true. Yesterday, a couple of the guys from BAV finally, after however many years, coerced me to do a little flying with them, and we flew from Whitford to oh god, what's the name of the little Clacton? I think it is. It's some little grass strip out in the middle of nowhere. God, I've never been so scared in all my life. I was like, I'm gonna bounce this off. I'm gonna bounce. I'm not gonna land. Remember, grass strip. What do I know about a grass strip? I managed to do it though, in a Cessna of all things. So and they were like, "Wasn't that fun?" Not really. No. Perfect.
I did 14,000.
Look at the one tree sticking off the side of the mountain. Good old auto gen. Gotta love it. Somebody just called you an asshole in your chat.
Climb. Are you gonna crack into the side of the mountain?
BP, you want to handle that for me?
Yeah, I got it.
Hey, I'm not an asshole. I'm a whole ass. Get it straight.
Oh, yeah, something like that. Oh, Roy took care of it.
Thanks, Roy.
I didn't even know Roy was here.
That's
Yeah.
Roy sneaking around.
I didn't even get a chance. Roy just loves it.
Roy's a freaking sniper.
Oh, he misses me streaming because shit, I can't yell at anybody now.
Hey, I've got to figure out how to keep this screen. Ugh.
So you guys don't have Easy Dock or Chase Plane, huh?
I don't.
I do.
Zig-
Been getting lately.
Which one do you have?
Easy Dock.
V2, right?
It got so flaky all of a sudden that, like, I just had to pause my sim and restart it because it locked up, and it's been doing it worse and worse and worse and
Yeah.
worse.
You know what's funny is that now I've been here since it came out, right? But I wanted Chase Plane, so I never got V2 because I was like, well, Chase Plane's out, so I'll get that. Well, I can't. So anyway, so I got V2. Can I say that that's a hell of a lot better? I like the fact that now it's got all the little effects in it, like the head shake and the horizon hold, which is I love that. That's my favorite feature. And the fact that it's a lot more sensitive now than it used to be. The thing to remember about Chase Plane is that it nulls out, or Easy Dock, it nulls out all the controls that you're used to, right? So if you go to use your mouse, it's not going to work. It's going to snap back. So you always have to be pushing your middle mouse. It's set up like if you set it up, like if you spend 10 minutes in each plane you fly and you get all your views set up, you never have to touch it again. Just assign all the views to a button, right? To a key or to a whatever. On your joystick even. I wouldn't do it on the joystick you fly with, but
So MoonDog, Roy goes, typical MoonDog, fly through the
yeah, let's get
mountains.
to that.
Yeah. That's where the passage was. That's what I do. I'm
See,
just.
Roy's awake. He should have just flown with us
Yeah.
instead of just watching. He didn't go to bed like he said he was.
I can't change any settings on this because I'm recording it for later.
Hi, VP.
Hey, Roy.
Oh, good. Hey, Roy.
Roy, I tried to get to it. You were there way faster than I could get to it. But...
I literally just came on, saw that these guys are streaming, came on, and it was like, oh look, what's that? Okay.
I was like, what the hell? And all of a sudden, boom! I go, whoa, okay, yeah. Yes, perfect. Oh, Roy,
man.
the chat sniper.
Are you guys getting clouds?
I'm above clouds. Orbx.
Yeah.
I didn't think Orbx would make any difference, but to me, it does make a difference when you're flying at these
Oh, it
altitudes.
sure does.
Let's see here. I got aviation behind me at 10 miles. I'm about ready to lose sight of him.
Yeah, I'm going about just a little bit under 160 knots.
I am 187.
I think I might have to use some fuel. Because my tanks were set at 100 for some odd reason.
See, if you didn't have Orbx, you wouldn't have the snow. Everything it annoys me about FSX default scenery. It doesn't do snow very well.
Well, it does, but the weird thing is that it doesn't like have it taper off. It's just like snow and then a clean line where it's brown.
Yeah. Well, everything's brown. I don't know where they got the idea that everything in the world is brown. There's nothing like flying over Germany on default scenery and looking down and having it be all brown. What the hell is this? It's like every field in Germany is planted with canola. You know what I mean? That's what it looks like. It's like, what is this? Oh, the scenery I have, it's God, it's old. I can remember I had it a long time ago actually, and they've had several updates to it. It's good. It's just it's not Orbx good. It just pisses me off. I can't buy Orbx.
So what? You're like you can't log in there and just download it again, or what?
No, see, because I never like scenery is something that I sort of don't. Right, it's only when I'm taking off or when I'm landing that I really pay any attention to it because I don't do the VFR stuff you guys do.
Yeah.
So I never paid any attention to it. But when this happened and I started to reinstall stuff, I'm like, oh, you know what? There's got to be an update to Orbx. I've had it for so long. Well, yeah, there is. So I'd email to them and they're like, well, your version's too old. You'll have to buy it again.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's like, oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
It was still on. Now it was still on sale, so it was 44
Yeah.
Australian dollars or whatever, right? So
Right.
okay, I'm like, that's not bad. I can live
Right.
with that. It's worth it. Put my, my debit card information in, card declined. Huh? Like, well, I know I have money in there because I just spent a whole bunch of money. And then so what was the kicker was, because all right, so I called my bank and I'm like, I just want to make sure I actually have money. Yep, you have this much money in there. Okay, good. I'm like, I know I've had problems transferring money out of the country before. Is there some reason why I can't send money to Australia? Well, hold on. I can't do it. I can't say it on the stream, but I'll tell you guys after. But yeah, so no Orbx and no chase plane for me. So it's some other scenery, and I don't even know who makes it in friggin'. Although my vector still works, so you put vector underneath the scenery that I have, and it's pretty good. So I can live with it because they haven't updated vector. Well, they haven't updated vector because the world hasn't made any new mountains recently. So
not near the near future, have they? Huh?
No.
So,
well, at least not since Orbx made vector anyway. So
my question is this, because I've never flown this route before with the generic scenery. Would you actually see that? See the canyon that's going to be coming up?
Well, I don't know. I'm looking at your GPS at the moment, so I don't know.
It'll switch in a second.
Through the Rocky, or anywhere near the Rocky Mountains.
Yeah. But I mean, like canyons in general, would it normally show those?
Yeah, but you know how FSX does everything. Well, P3D for that matter too. Everything's kind of round, right? There's no definition to it. There's no shadowing, so you don't get that sort of ripply effect that you'd get at real mountains. It's not so noticeable in the Rockies. The Rockies aren't bad from what I seem to remember, but like the Appalachians, because they're folded, you know what I mean? Because the way that that's folded sedimentary rock,
Right.
It does it really bad. This basically looks like a hump. Because there's not a lot of shadowing and stuff on the default stuff where Orbx, obviously does all that. And if you put FTX underneath that, it would look even better. The Alps are fucking amazing.
Bye, MoonDog.
With
Hey, I'm just flying around because I'm waiting for you guys. I've got nothing else to do.
I had to divert and loop around and get some more altitude, and then still pull a MoonDog and fly through the mountains.
That's what I did.
A little butt puckered through there. Not
What's
gonna lie, when I made it.
I'm considering going back through there.
What's the code for both airports?
KJAC for Jackson Hole and KHLN for Helena Regional, yes. And I'm reading that straight off the description of this because I have no idea.
That was very well done. I mean, it's exactly
I don't
right.
fly at either one of those places, so I don't know.
They're not very big. You can't get anything on there that you would normally fly.
Listen, London Stansted isn't very big, and they fly 747s out of there on a regular basis. See this stuff here, these big circles, like those would be, alfalfa rounds, right?
Yeah.
You'd never get those in. Like, I don't even get those in my. Because the stuff is still there underneath the snow.
I wasn't sure what those were. I was like, what? Did they just not know what to put there? So they put like radar overlays of radar screens or something on there?
No, have you ever seen like it's contour farming? You see a lot of, especially out west, you see a lot of it. The fields are circular because they drain better, they grow better, they take up less space. And especially for grass.
Yeah, I didn't know what they were because to me they look like the old school radar.
Yeah, radar cones. Yeah. Yeah, they're pretty cool. I mean, you can't. Orbx is the best. Orbx does the best scene for non-photo real scenery. And to be honest, nobody does FSX photo real scenery very good. For photo real scenery, you need X-Plane. X-Plane's photo real scenery.
And honestly, if you did photo real scenery with like FSX or even P3D, it would crash constantly.
Now, having said that, P3D V4, I've seen. No, I'm not going to get it. It's too expensive. But I've seen a lot of just incredible looking, like almost X-Plane quality scenery for P3D V4. But it's just too expensive. It's too. Because they never wanted it to be a game. They never wanted it to be something that everybody bought. They wanted it to be for real pilots and real, schools and stuff.
So you Orbx veterans, let me ask you this. Does it affect the water at all? Because I noticed reflections in the water that I never noticed before.
That would be your Rex texture direct doing that. You have Rex, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Rex. Rex handles, for you guys, handles your sky, your clouds, and your water. You all have soft clouds too, right? Did you get that bundle or whatever?
Don't have the soft clouds.
Okay, so then these are the default clouds.
These are the Rex 4 clouds, but we found the ones.
These are the default clouds that came with Rex 4.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So Rex handles your sky, your sun, your night, your water, and your clouds. Orbx handles everything on the ground that isn't water.
Okay. Anyone real quick happen to remember how you raise yourself in your seat?
Control enter, something like that?
Yes.
Control enter? Well, that's backwards, not up.
I can't remember what it is.
Middle mouse button and the plus key. I know you don't have
page up.
Page up or page up. That works.
Or page up if you didn't change it.
Well, I can at least say now I can.
It's one of the control. It's control something, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't remember.
I don't remember which one it is.
Is it?
Alt F4. That's it, Roy. That's what it is. That's the answer for everything.
I ain't listening to anything that Roy.
That does that, right?
I don't know if it's Alt F4.
It's Shift and Enter.
There you go. I was on about Control F4. That's what I meant.
Alt F4. I was gonna Alt F. It's like you. You're there, Roy. Thank you, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Give us something to do the next time, I guess, right? Stu. Leave it to Stu. Stu gets into the weirdest shit. Stu, who's not a racer at all, right? Oh, he's just having a hoot playing that, which was cool.
Yeah, it was really good though.
I mean,
Nice
racing.
change.
Yeah,
Yes, right.
yeah, well, I didn't get a chance to tell you, but thank you. I look forward to playing it. If it's like,
Oh,
if I have to think Mario Kart,
It's
Oh,
so
yeah.
good, eh? It is the best Formula One game Codemasters has ever made. Let me just put it that way. It is so good.
do I need to slow down?
Oh, I'm right behind you now.
Like what, Crash?
The
Well, just remember, if you didn't survive, it's pilot error.
I could pick up some speed. I would just have this trimmed out real slow. I'm only, what,
what's the play, Jay?
35
Anybody,
knots.
anybody ever notice that whenever there's a plane crash and a pilot doesn't survive, it's immediately pilot error?
Well, with you
That's-
guys, just saying.
With us, I mean, that's you got a pretty damn good shot of it being true.
Let's stop and think of it this way. If it's a monkey flying it, it's definitely going to be pilot error.
Oh, listen,
And that
I was-
includes the big monkey that's about ready to contradict me.
No, I was just gonna say I was now 10 hours, right? 10 hours of flying because over crossing the Atlantic was 125-mile-an-hour tailwind. Oceanic might only go to 38 anyway, so couldn't go to 39 because I'm coming west. So 38,000 feet. I couldn't go any higher to get out of the wind. Certainly wasn't going to go any lower because lateral separation. Plus, Shanwick and Gander were both on VATSIM today, which was unusual. So anyway, so 10 and a half hours of flying. Get into Miami. I'm at minimums. Some idiot decides to swoop in front of me and try to land. And I'm like, I have two options here. I can ignore him and drive right through him and land anyway. Or I can do the right thing and go around. I had to think about it for a couple minutes. I had to think about it. I sent the supervisor a message on VATSIM and said, going around, and then the controller, Miami's not particularly busy. There was a few United flights, a couple of Deltas going in and out and stuff. Right, that was the only long haul thing coming in, as far as I could tell. And he's like, could I have the reason for the go around? Yeah, because there was a plane on the runway after you cleared me to land. Oh.
Why are you heading me back to JAC?
I can say we've we've all flown in and out of Miami a couple of times. That is probably one of my least favorite airports next to Hartsfield.
Well, Hartsfield is ridiculous. If you go, you know what you do. You want the full Hartsfield experience, and you have the computer to do it with. Get ultimate live traffic. Turn it up to about 80%, and then try to get in and out of there, because it is the busiest. It's the busiest airport in the world. Like, you know what I mean? Like, Heathrow is number 2, Hartsfield is number 1. It's the busiest airport in the world.
Well, I tried to land there ILS, and I hate it because they have you come line up on one runway, then at the last ILS.
Well,
Look, when on the FMC, when you do a direct waypoint, how do you get, like, I'm trying to go to J,
You want to
AC?
do the next leg, right?
Yeah.
Well, you need to be getting to DBS, probably not
Yeah.
JAC.
You want to
DBS?
Yeah,
pull up
because
your
JAC is right at where you took off.
Okay,
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
2 minutes out from DBS.
right. Pull up your flight plan. Push
Yeah.
push cursor.
The-
Scroll it down with
GPS.
with the outer wheel, and then you should be able to hit enter and activate it.
So clear, okay. Flight plan.
One of the things that I love about Active Sky, though, is that it you know how like the normal FSX, it just had your plane just kind of goes through it. It looks like there's a bubble around it. With Active Sky, it actually has the cloud roll over like your wings and your.
Aviation, it's actually you hit the menu and then you can activate that one by hitting the enter.
And you know, my plane should be turning.
You can tell aviation doesn't fly GA aircraft very often either. He called the GPS
FMC.
an FMC.
Well, you know the funny thing about that is though, is that you should probably be flying GA before you start flying tube line.
I got used. I got you. Well, I'll be doing my orientation flight to see if I like flying or not soon. Then I have to do my single propeller, then instrument training, then waiting, then
Look, I just did well, not just, it's been a couple weeks now, but I just did a bunch of touch and goes with our latest crop of IFT guys. That's always fun. Sit there and watch them bounce it off the runway a few hundred times. All right, yeah, you're done. Very nice. Go home now. I want to go home. I'm sore. You know?
Yeah,
Sure.
I don't even know how many hours I had flying the 172 in and out of Meigs Field.
Well, see, that's the thing. That's what people forget, I think, sometimes, especially with flight sim, is it's real easy. Flying a tube is easy. There's nothing to it. Take off. If you've got your FMC and all your MCP and everything else set up, take off, hit autopilot, sit back, watch a movie, right? So you're ready to land, and you don't even get them set up right.
yeah.
But nobody like this group of new recruits that we have at BAV now. And you don't have to do this at BAV. A lot of these guys just decided they wanted to. They honestly have no idea how to fly a plane. And I think to myself, why do you play flight sim if you don't know how to fly a plane? Like, you know, I mean, I'm sitting in we have one of our guys wrote a program that will put us in the same cockpit in the default Cessna 172. So I can actually take the controls if something goes wrong, right? So I'm sitting there and I'll be honest, I'm not paying attention because I've been doing this for a couple of hours at this point. Well, I just happened to look over at my screen and we're about, I don't know, 100 meters down the runway, about 50 meters from the end of it. And I'm like, what are you thinking about doing here? Well, I'm going to land. Where? In that car park on the other side of the road. No, and of course you got to be, okay, you know what? I have control. We'll get it turned around. We'll try again. We tried it again 3 or 4 times. Like, how do you not know how to fly your plane before you jump in an airline?
Well, I don't know how many times I've heard people say, "Oh, I don't need to know how to fly any of those because the computer's going to fly it."
Yeah, but
well, what happens if that computer
right.
fails?
What happens? You know what I mean? Now I've run service-based failures because, you know, on my PMDG planes, I've run service-based failures in all of them forever. And occasionally stuff does go wrong. So you lose your FMC and you haven't bugged up your heading for a while or whatever. You lose LNAV or VNAV. What do you do? Right, you got to fly the plane. So
Yeah.
Or you fall out of the sky, I guess. You make a cabin announcement. Hello, everybody. We're about to die. Have a nice day.
But like, you know, MoonDog, Zig, and I, we can fly everything from the 172 all the way up to, you know, the DC-10.
Maybe not fly it well, but we can fly it.
I can fly this plane too. It's just
Zig can fly the Crash 8 for Christ's sakes, which is the hardest plane in the world to fly. I don't even I'm terrified of that thing.
And you know what? That's the plane I can land the most consistently, probably. Although the Phenom, I can land that pretty good all the time now. But I crashed that plane the least, probably.
I need to fly that. I need to fly that Dash 8 again because I haven't flown it in a long time. We don't fly it in the virtual, so I don't. Like, we fly the Saab. That's our prop plane, but nobody makes a good one, so I don't bother with it. We don't fly the Crash. I could do some.
So that first thing I posted in the chat and Discord, I'm thinking about trying to get that.
So Andrew wants to know if we can do a flight to his home airport.
What's his home airport?
What is your home airport, Andrew?
And then in Colorado?
I thought Denver was your home airport.
Or his home, visiting family at somewhere in Minnesota. Then
maybe it's an airport at his house.
Or is he talking about like a little regional airport near his house?
In his backyard?
Well, no, because you know how Chicago and Gary are the two big, and Midway are the 3 big airports near me. But then I have a bunch of smaller regional airports all around me. You know, municipal airports and all that crap.
Heck, even Festus has its own airport.
Yeah, Festus is out there waiting for airplanes to come in too, isn't he?
I set that one, teed it right up there for you, BP. Go ahead.
Festus, where the windsock is a pair of overalls hanging on a pitchfork.
I work
That's
as an
about
air
it.
sock too.
A guy named Billy Bob comes out once in a while, sweeps off all the tumbleweed off the
Oh,
road.
his
Wow.
name's Cletus, by the way.
And he goes, y'all got pretty teeth.
Billy Bob was his bowler.
Yeah, you just go ahead and take a right there at Fred, and you'll be all right. Come on in.
Dan, you can't make fun of me now for flying the Airbus because I got a Boeing 737, and I'll be flying that thing.
KBJC is where he trains.
KBJC.
All right, so you want me to get the pen and paper out? Okay.
What
Write
he
that-
says,
write that
20,
down.
That's
Dog.
Rocky Mountain Metropolitan Airport.
20 nautical miles west of Denver. So chances are we flew over it when we flew out of Denver a couple
Yeah.
weeks back.
Write that down, MoonDog. We'll do a
Yeah.
prop flight in or out of there.
Well, actually, no, they do handle jets. They do handle. You can fly your phenoms though if you want.
Can you guys fly into my home airport?
Boston?
No.
No,
Boston.
there's a little.
Boston.
Salem. There's got to be something close to there.
No, not even close. There's a tiny little one runway close 15 miles from me. Palmer Municipal.
How
something
many
like
hours a
that.
day? How do they stay in
Well,
business?
shoot, if you got a helicopter, you can land it in his backyard.
Tell you what, you give
Write
us
that
the
down,
airport.
MoonDog. Yeah, we'll do it.
Okay,
I don't know
Palmer
the- I
Municipal.
don't know the
Palmer
code.
Municipal.
Hold on,
Fine.
let me
What?
find it.
What?
I'm not even
What's
sure it's still open, to be honest.
Give us the airport code, and I guarantee you we'll put planes on the ground.
Hold on.
Or into the ground.
Whether
Alright,
it's a safe landing or not, we put.
What was Andrews again?
KBJC.
Can we fly
Got
into my
it.
home airport?
I don't know if we even
I know
have
you
it.
guys could land DC-10s at my home airport.
Oh yeah, you can land DC-10s
Yeah.
at my home airport.
Oh, we do.
Because the Air Force Base shares the air runways.
Yep, mine does too. And you see DC-10s from FedEx all the time.
So this is how cool my local airport is. It's got a number. It's not even a letter.
What is the
13
number?
13 MA. It's a. So here's.
That
so here's
sounds like it's one step above a grass runway.
Pretty much it.
13
It's,
MA.
13 MA. It's private use, and I know who actually know who owns it,
Oh,
and I
okay.
know who flies in and out of it.
So you
Fine.
can get us permission. No problem. All right.
All right, good deal. Yeah, we're
So you've got one runway, 4 or 22 depending on the wind, 04 or 22 depending on the winds. No ILS, boys, so you're gonna have to actually land your planes on this one.
that's not a
Done.
problem.
Yeah,
We've been doing
I've
that.
actually been moving away from ILS.
No control towers, none of that stuff. So
Does it
Oh,
have
that just
lights?
makes it easy.
Does it have
no.
any lights?
No,
no,
so
no,
do it in
no.
the daytime.
The way I say it, if we can land those C-47s up at Dutch, was it Dutch Harbor?
Yeah.
With
Yeah.
no, we can
Was
pretty
that
much
a-
land anywhere.
So there's a 42-foot threshold displacement, which makes it fun. There's 50-foot trees 400 feet from the runway, 47-foot right of the center line. I don't know how well that's all modeled, but the last landing there was in September of this year.
So it's used often. Got it. All right.
Yeah. So,
And
Yes,
you
it's
want-
been used very often.
well, you want? Oh, I'll give you the surface conditions. Surface asphalt in poor condition. Alligator cracks with potholes and debris.
Perfect landing condition.
When was the
Just
last?
divert our planes there right now.
I'll let Zig land first so that way he can blow all the debris off the
Yeah, you can blow all the debris off them.
I'll do a pass with my gear. I'll do a go around and
So when was
Runway
the last successful landing?
September. Runway 22 lighted threshold, relocated 120 feet, 2,355 feet of runway usable at night. Yeah, right. It's basically two guys having a bonfire at the end. Runway markings faded, flaking, and unreadable. Right, you can't see. it.
Perfect. Just what we need.
That almost sounds like a little airport near me. It's called Remus's Farm Strawberry Farm Airport.
Remus's farm. You know what's funny is that my cousin was dating a private jet for a guy, right? And he used to keep it here at Palmer, back when that was actually a real airport. It was actually at one point a real airport. And it sort of slowly got worse and worse and worse. And the guy who owned the plane said, "I don't want to fly out of there." But he took me up, and at one time we went to Westfield. Just he had to go, had something done to it or whatever. It took like 15 minutes, right? But it was pretty cool. It's scary though, because it's a tiny little place. It's narrow too. It's only, most runways are like, like 60, 65 feet wide. This one's about 25 feet wide. So when you're sitting on the window and you look out at the edge of the wing, even on a small plane, I think this was I want to say it was a Cessna something or other, one of the Cessna private jets. Like the wing, even on that little thing, was hanging off the edge of the runway.
So, question, BP, that I've been meaning to ask you for over a year now, and I keep forgetting.
Mhm.
How did you end up with an APU in your yard at one point?
My buddy Tommy. Oh, you saw that picture, right? My
Yeah.
buddy Tommy is a truck driver, and he had picked those up somewhere, and he was bringing them down to Bradley International, the Windsor Locks. So he pulled in the yard, and I was like, "Oh yeah, let me check these out. I know what those are. Those are GPUs. I'm gonna have a look at those." So all kinds of weird shit ends up in my yard, man. I never know what's gonna happen. I had a 70-foot excavator bucket in my yard for a while.
Jack 46 World, thank you for the subscription. How you doing? Thank you. Welcome to the stream.
Oh shit, I don't know. Am I subscribed to you, Draco? I don't know. Let me check. Yeah, I guess I am.
Be a little late if you didn't.
Since
No,
I've
it'd
only
be
known Draco for a year.
Yeah, it'd be only slightly embarrassing that he keeps mentioning, go check these guys out in the evening when we're not streaming, and then he's not
No.
subscribed himself.
BP is an honorary subscriber to me, even if he wasn't.
Pretty
Yeah.
sure I'd subscribed right away. I try to keep up.
Holy crap.
I'm flying at nighttime conditions. I'm not too lazy to turn it on.
Hey, when I
I
posted
like
what we were doing, I posted with what time we were leaving, what the route was, and everything. So
The kids don't read. They can't read the Discord.
Okay.
You
well,
didn't Facebook
try-
it or Twitter it to him.
We try to make it easy for everybody.
Yeah, well,
I don't think
I
he
do
was.
not.
Real quick.
and FYI,
American stock cars have no business in Bathurst.
MoonDog's pretty organized about being the crew
MoonDog
leader
is
for the
definitely
night shift.
MoonDog is he's far more organized than I ever. I mean, I'll be come on 2 minutes before I'm starting streaming. Oh, by the way, we're doing this.
well, if it's
You
one
guys
of these
know a
flights
weekend
and all that,
advance,
then
weirdo.
if it's a flight like this and we're going to have people fly with us,
Up.
someone would like
I
to
would
know.
expect.
So,
I would expect runway 27.
I would expect the snow to be blown off the mountains I'm flying over. Only because I'm that low.
That's not where you're landing. Is that you're not looking at Active Skies weather update, are you? What was it? 226.
So iOS 2.7 or just 2.7?
Yeah, I was looking at Active Skies weather.
Yeah, but KQ, whatever is not where you're landing. You could
I'll do that later.
You could always turn on your menu, right? Your menu bar there. Go to add-ons, go to Active Sky Weather Request. Pull up the weather at the destination.
Destination,
airport, and
weather
it'll tell you.
station.
How did I end up over there?
And let's see, light snow, dew point -24, temperature -21 Celsius, cloud overcast 2,000 feet, visibility 7 miles, wind 320 at 9 knots. Perfectly wonderful.
Oh, overcast at 2,000.
Yeah,
So 320. What's the runways where you guys landing?
270, 280, and 350.
350 it is. If you got 320 at 9 knots is nothing. Light snow, you said, MoonDog?
light snow.
You should you know what? Even though it's cold, you don't really need to turn anti-ice on in the snow because it's snow. It's already, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If there was visible moisture in the
If it was wet enough to be able to cling and then freeze.
yeah, but snow
No,
usually
it's
don't.
already frozen surface and crystallized. Yeah. You'd have to have it rub over the surface long enough to melt and then refreeze. And
Or if we were in flying through prolonged, then I would turn it on.
Like I turn it on if Active Sky tells me there's like you'll see if you read the MEDAR instead of just using Active Sky, like, and you see like RA, like minus RA, that means freezing rain, or the worst one, you get this in England all the time, FZ, frozen fog. Oh, that's fun.
Yeah,
That's
we got
definitely-
minus SN.
Yeah, so snow showers. Which is, again, you could turn it on if you want. It won't hurt anything. I don't know. What do these even model icing, these planes?
I don't think so.
There's
like
been a
the-
couple of planes that we've flown that modeled icing that were, like the planes.
FSX
They modeled icing really well.
does a pretty good job. You know what who does icing really well is the Dash 8.
Yes, it does.
The Dash 8 does. It ices at the drop of a hat, that thing does.
Yeah.
At de Havilland Beaver does a really good job with icing.
Well, anything called beaver,
the
The
King
dash 8
Air
will show it.
did some icing pretty well too. When we're flying through altitude, it iced up. I happened to look back at the wing and saw it.
Come to think of it, I don't know that I've ever flown a Dash 8 when it didn't ice up.
Do it right away.
And if and the first officer seat, they don't have vents on that side, so that window's always frozen solid. You can never see out of it.
Real quick, so I'm looking at the map for Join FS, and it has us taking us to Alaska.
Alaska?
Wow.
Yeah,
It's a bit of a flight from
KHLN.
Well, we might get there by way of like 4 years. We're not flying up to
Yeah.
Alaska yet. We're going to do some Europe stuff here quickly.
Oh,
We
wait,
are?
no, I see what.
Yes, we
okay,
are.
I see. It's marking our entire flights.
Don't you remember we were talking about doing some Eastern European flights like the Ukraine, Poland, Russia,
Croatia was suggested.
Croatia?
So I had a crazy idea.
Oh no.
I was thinking about taking the bone. No, I won't. I'll do it. I'll get the A2A one. I was gonna do it in bone style. I get the A2A Cessna, right? And I was gonna do. There's 4 guys flying the Cessna 172 around the world, right? And I was thinking about replicating that, right?
The
Me and the-
172.
You've been-
Okay.
But I mean, like, I don't know, like because I can configure the A2A one with like a, with whatever they call that tank that sits in the back seat, you know what I mean? So it holds more fuel and all that. Because I don't want to fly like 50 miles at a time. But I was just thinking it might be cool if I streamed that, so
I'm
Hey.
glad I'm not the only one of the group that's been thinking about getting the A2A Cessna 172
it's awesome.
because it's a living, breathing aircraft.
Yeah. Oh, it can be. Yeah, it can be. If you turn all that shit on, yeah, it will get old even when you're not using it.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
like
Which is weird for a computer.
Well, Well, what else is cool too is that in the summertime you have to use a certain type of oil. In the wintertime you have to change. You have to change that oil over.
You have to get out and you have to, when you do your walk around, you have to do the fuel.
Yeah,
Make sure
you
there's
have to
no
do your
conversation
walk
with
around.
fuel and everything. Yeah. So now I don't know. I just think it would be. It's something I thought about because I've been flying. I've been doing a little Cessna flying. Recently.
And this
I'm not saying that I miss it, but it's fun enough that I don't mind doing it.
and it's not an expensive little plane either.
That's $24 for what you get. It's worth every penny of that.
Yeah.
So like a little Cessna. Don't
That
care
would be
about
a-
jumbo jets or anything.
BP, you're flying study level Airliners, that's like a study level. Says no.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. You sort of get used to that level of system.
Sure.
And everything, you know. I mean, I can fly the default Cessna. It's fine. It flies great. You know what I mean? I don't think, as far as the air model goes, that there's a whole big difference. I think FSX got it pretty good. But there's just stuff in the A2A one that you don't get with the default.
Yeah.
In fact, you get less stuff because there's no inbuilt. So.
Go away. Freaking Windows Defender. Ever since Windows has done that update, freaking Windows Defender keeps popping up. Oh, there's malware on your computer, but it never finds anything.
It's because I'm on.
Why don't we just go find Bill Gates and beat him to death with a...
Well, the thing is that there's no way there could be malware on my computer because the only things I download are farm sim stuff from reputable farm sim websites.
Like my favorite Polish site, I hope. I went there today looking for. I remember getting one for old range from there, and I'm like, they haven't changed a bit. They still have the filthy ads on either side. Huh? Farm sim, God, I love farm sim.
Downloaded Farm Sim 17. There was something in Farm Sim 17 that my antivirus and Windows Defender kept saying, "Oh, this is a virus. This is a virus," and it was a core thing of Windows Farm Sim 17.
It's the XMLs because when I didn't reinstall my IOBit, my hardcore antivirus, because every time you try to install anything that's XML based, like farm sim, like not playing it closer to much, but like flight sim for the most part, anything with a DLL or an XML in it freaks out. You know what I mean? Oh, it's trying to access this, right? It's trying to install. Can you just shut up now? So XMLs, because people can use XMLs and DLLs to mess with them. So. And because farm sim is most definitely XML based, it hates it. It gave me the same shit when I tried off to install it and then turn it back on again. I don't like Windows Defender, but to be honest, these that IOBit one is way too aggressive and it never turns completely off. And there's some things that, especially for flight sim, that I needed to go all the way. Like PMDG and that thing did not go on, so I needed to turn it all the way off.
But I mean, you either go with nothing, which is a huge risk, especially if you have, expensive, any computer that you can't afford to fix.
Well, I'm going without right now, Draco.
Well, you have Windows Defender.
Or two, you have Windows Defender, you have some antivirus that wants to nuke every single program on your computer, and it doesn't care what it is.
Right. Well, that's the thing. There is no. That's the problem with internet security because people are so fucking out of, there's so many geniuses out there trying to mess with your stuff that there's two options under your computer. That's the way it's going to be. Unfortunately, it sucks, but that's the idiots on the internet.
But I mean, if I do this computer is my main computer, my desktop is just for streaming and playing games. For like web browsing or anything like that, that's all done on my laptop because
you just throw your laptop away if it gets all jammed up.
I mean, literally, my laptop's just sitting on a chair right now.
Oh, my Abacus is just sitting here all closed up, being a coaster. God, it breaks my heart.
You know what? She's still with you, and she's still being useful.
She's still being useful. Still being useful. I always said that if it died completely, that's what it would become. I can't get rid of it. You know what I mean? I just can't. So I actually gonna. And in my other hard drive, the hard drive in this thing died, right? But it had been dying for a while. So I got to bring it back to the shop where I bought the one I have in there now, and see if they can pull anything off it. Because I got a lot of stuff on there that I didn't realize I was going to need, and I backed up. Luckily, most of my old rich stuff was all spread all over the cloud and everything else, so that wasn't too hard to get. Drummered, I have Drummered already and all that. So all the other series, whatever, I'm going to start again, New Year's, and we'll try again. There's going to be a lot more plate stuff on the channel this time around. I mean, I'm not going to be doing like you're not going to have to sit through 10 hours of video. I'll do the setup, the takeoff, the taxi, the takeoff, a little bit of cruise, music, land.
I was gonna say you could do like the cinematic thing.
Yeah. Just go, hey, look, there's a plane going by. There's the wing view.
Have you ever played around with that FS recorder thing, PP?
Recorded. I tell you what works best to record. For me, anyway, for the flights that I've recorded, is OBS.
No. This records. It works with FSX, and it records some of the other guys I watch doing flights and videos. I've never messed around with it, but apparently I don't know how it works, but it records your flight, like your flight data, and then you can play it back in a cinematic way. And do outside screenshots or outside views.
Right. That's way old though. Is that even still work?
I believe it does, yeah, because one of the guys I watch is still doing stuff in FSX just because they don't have anything like that for P3D version 4 yet. So he does a lot of his videos and stuff in FSX still, just for that reason, because he likes to do more of some of the the outside views, and apparently he can save his weather.
Yeah.
In active sky and play it back and have the correct weather. I don't know. I haven't messed with it, but I think if you'd ever messed with it.
No, the only flight recordings I've done with OBS, because if I want to show an outside, because I edit my, you know what I mean. So if I record for 6 hours of something, say, right, and it's 6 hours of wing view, we're only going to see 5 minutes of it anyway.
Sure.
I'll just cut the rest of it out. You know what I mean? So that way it's live basically. I don't have to worry about weather and all that other stuff. Because the only thing, the one simulation software I know has a really good replay system is X. I am seriously considering doing some stuff in X-Plane 11, even though their third-party support isn't awesome, but they have some very cool planes that are available for X-Plane now, and it's not expensive. It's only $60. Just amazing scenery that's out there for X-Plane is free. It isn't nickel and diming you to death like FSX does, where everything costs $20.
Right.
So now all my BA stuff will still be with FSX because no PMPG has no interest in doing anything for X-Plane, which is too bad. But I mean, I'll happily fly the 737-200 over there in X-Plane because that's a friggin' great plane. So why, I'll fly that absolutely. So.
Well, it seems like from watching, Frugal Sims updates and stuff that there's a lot of stuff coming out for X-Plane.
Yeah.
More and more all the time, it seems like.
X-Plane and because obviously everybody knows FSX is going to die. It's going to go away and it's going to be the end of it. So you're either going to fly an X-Plane, you're going to fly Flight Sim World, which nobody does, or you're going to fly it. You want to spend the money for P3D. Like people ask me, like, well, if I was going to start right now, what would you suggest I get? Right now, I would suggest you get P3D, bite the bullet, get P3D version 4, and buy all the specific P3D V4 stuff because it is really, really good. 64-bit, no more OOMs. You can throw as much crap at it as you want. It'll run just fine, right? In 2 years, somebody asked me that question, X-Plane. Because X-Plane just looks amazing. X-Plane's night lighting is just, when you play GTA 5 and you're standing up on top of the tower, the friggin' Hollywood sign, right? Yeah. And you're looking down over the city.
And sometimes just looks amazing.
Yeah, you get that lighting, right?
Yeah.
That's what X-Plane looks like. It is that good. Like, I want to buy X-Plane and only fly it at night. And for no extra money.
How much does X-Plane cost, though?
$60. It's worth every bit of $60.
But it goes on sale quite regularly.
Oh, quite regularly. In fact, I'll tell you exactly how much it is right now.
I was going to say, it's on my wish list, and it was just on sale if it's not still.
I was just looking at it not too long ago. Research, right?
I put it on there just to keep an eye on it, and I get the email a couple times, times a quarter or something.
I was going to say, they're not on Steam, right? They're not?
Oh, yeah. No, that's on Steam.
Really?
Oh, yeah. X-Plane is, yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I believe it is.
Oh, no
I'm
shit.
almost certain.
Right now. Explain
Well,
11.
On the site, it says $60.
Well,
Oh,
on
are you
Steam.
not on Steam?
On Steam, it's like 39 something.
Okay.
Uh-oh. He's going to be busting out the card.
No, he's not.
Oh,
Trust
someone.
me, won't.
Are you okay?
Hmm?
Are you doing that Cavalier Roy thing again?
I might have.
Okay.
So, have
How-
any of y'all heard of that Cytex X52? It's got a stick and a throttle. As the guy got give the picture with the two sims.
You know, I've looked at a lot of different things. Yeah, I've looked at like yokes and throttle quadrants and rudder pedals and stuff like that. If I was to ever replace the stick I have now, I would probably go with a HOTUS.
Really?
Yeah. And the only reason why is because you can get it for like $40, and I'm pretty sure the only thing I don't like about it is that the throttle is on the left-hand side when it feels like everything should be on the right-hand side. But I guess the HOTUS stick is meant more for like military aircraft, and I guess a lot of their throttles are all on the left-hand side.
Well, this one looks like you could put it on either side. So.
All right, we're in the soup now, guys.
Oh, yeah.
You are. I'm down
Oh,
below.
you did?
Yep.
Where are you at? Are you on HIA?
I'm
Yeah.
about ready to reach HIA.
Well, I'm
Yeah.
9 minutes out.
I am 2 minutes out, 8 miles.
Yeah,
I've been in the soup for a while.
I'm 28 miles out. Well, no, I'm down here at 9,000. I haven't even seen any soup.
Yeah, when I saw that X-Plane 11 was on sale for $39, I was tempted to get it, but you know, I would only get it if there was going to be other people who could, you know, if you know, multiplayer where I could fly with you guys, and I knew you guys weren't interested in switching from FSX.
Don't do
So
it.
that's why I went. So that's
Don't
why I
do
went with
it.
Orbx.
Okay. That's good.
I can't. Don't you do it either.
Huh?
Don't you do it either.
That might be a bit too late.
Oh, you pain in the ass. Damn it, Roy. Oh my god.
Merry
Not
Christmas.
gonna. You already listen. This. Oh,
You're welcome.
see, I didn't even know they sold it on because I follow the site because I don't like Steam has stuff like this, right? I mean, I knew they had Flight Sim. The only reason they even had that is because Dovetail wanted to pump their other, whatever that crap that came out before Flight Sim World. What was that even called? Does anyone remember what that was even called?
I don't, but
Wasn't it flight school or something?
Oh, Dovetail's Flight School, yeah. The
I'll
one
be
where-
honest with you. I wish I would have never gotten Flight Sim World.
Hmm.
I don't even play it.
Oh, it's awful. It's not awful though. That's the thing.
It's just undone. First, they're throwing paid DLCs out before they've even come close to finishing it.
Well, you know, here's the thing. They had the right idea. It could have been very cool, but they got in over their heads and they gave up. They're going to do the same thing with Flight Sim World, and I know what they're trying to do with Flight Sim World. They're trying to connect it somehow to Train Sim World. They're trying to get them all connected. It's never going to happen, unfortunately.
Well,
It's too ambitious of a project.
Well, see, they threw Orbx-like scenery in it because they
Yeah.
worked with Orbx
Well,
for the
a lot with
scenery.
Orbx. Right.
And they worked with A2A for the aircraft.
Yep.
But the thing is, okay, you know, that's great and all, but it's not. It's not even close to finished.
I honestly haven't watched anything
And
about it, so I wouldn't know.
I haven't seen a substantial update in probably 4 months. 7 aircraft,
Yep.
and the lighting still is not right. You can set it up to where you have thunderstorms, and it's supposed to be completely overcast, and it still looks like daylight out. You know, like the sun shining.
Why is
My God, driving American Truck Sim on a 50-inch TV feels like I'm sitting in a cab again.
yeah, it's all right, huh?
Oh my gosh, I miss this so much.
Are you sitting right in front of the 50-inch TV?
If he's like me, he's sitting like an inch away from it.
Well, look at the picture I put in the chat.
Oh, I
That's-
didn't see that. Because like I'm playing on a 50-inch TV, but I'm across the room.
Well, that's because you're not blind like me. I got a 40-inch. I
am.
swear to God, some days my nose touches.
Well, I play in the living room though, so that's why I'm sitting on the couch, and you know.
I've got it like 3 feet from me, and then, like I said, it seems like I'm.
Well, what you
Right.
need to do, Zig, is once you get your computer room or your office, you just need to grab that 50-inch out of your living room and put it right in your.
Yeah, Mrs. Zig will go for that.
She
Oh,
won't
Mrs.
notice
Zig, I
it.
said it was
No,
okay.
No,
I
tell
seen
her.
an Insignia 40-inch today at a thrift store for $70.
Just
I
tell,
thought about buying.
just tell Mrs. Zig that I said it was okay. That Draco gave you permission.
And if that doesn't work, you can always distract her. Take the 50-inch out and put a 60-inch in there. She won't notice.
Well, that might work.
Thank you.
Or you could just leave the 50-inch and grab a brand new 60-inch and put it in there.
Shoot, I want that 90-inch curved one now.
You're welcome, Beefy.
There
Enjoy
was I'm gonna. There was a 34-inch Ultra 4K curved 144 hertz monitor for $600.
You know,
I was
those curved monitors are cool and
Uh-huh.
all, but you have to sit at the right distance from it in order to get that full, you know, that surround feeling.
Oh shit! I'd sit on top of that, like I sit on top of this.
Shoot, I'd like three of them 90-inch ones so I could race.
Seriously, Dan, no. It's like this. If I see, I want triples in the worst way for everything I do, but I don't have room for triple 40s, so I'd have to go to a smaller monitor,
Yeah.
and I don't know that I want to do that.
So
I got
Andrew-
like a 17, 18-inch monitor as my second one.
So Andrew just gave us just suggested a place for us to fly, and I'm gonna butcher this. BB, do you know where Courchevel is in France?
Nope, it's not Paris, so I don't. No, the only places in Paris that I fly to, the only places in France I fly to are Nice, and to Paris, and only to Paris on repositions. I have flown the Airbus down to Nice a couple. Nice is nice. Nice, they have beautiful approach over the ocean, low visual, beautiful. No, you know what? These guys need to all go to Gibraltar. That's where they need to go.
Zig, if you drop down to 10,000, you'll be out of the soup.
All right, I gotta go. I gotta go pee though first.
Plane will take care of itself, so ignore that.
This one won't.
Gibraltar's I love that. I love that Gibraltar, especially in a big plane. The Gibraltar approach is fantastic. Especially if
Oh,
that's
it's that
on.
one.
I don't know. I had a lot of fun flying into Innsbruck.
Innsbruck is great with the what is it the mountain when you turn at the church. That's the best. That's my favorite approach.
There you go.
I mean, it's a pain in the ass when you do it a lot, but it's fun when you just do it once or
Well,
twice.
we did it in the Basler, which is kind of like the turboprop version of the C-47.
Hmm.
And that was actually, it was a pretty fun approach.
It was nice, and it's like, okay, you're reading the charts and you're going, you're flying at 12,000 and the approach starts at 9.5. What do
Yeah,
you mean the approach
minimums are
starts?
7,500.
Why? What do you mean? Oh, there's the mountain right there that
The
you got to.
mountain.
Yeah.
Yeah, because minimums are 7,500. You get a minimum like as soon as you start descent, you don't hear anything again until you touch down. It's like the
So-
first time I ever did that, I'm like, I got this set up wrong.
So they got a picture of the runways in their chat.
Yeah.
Wow.
Of this place in
Yeah.
That's what. Is that the one that's the in France?
Yeah. Yep, that's the one.
Fuck did I
LF.
Discord?
LFLJ.
Okay.
I still don't have everything hooked up right.
Yikes!
Yeah.
How
This is wild.
how in the hell did? Why would they even approve that runway?
Well,
I
let's
think
see.
I've seen that one on one of the most
Oh,
dangerous
it's too-
runways.
They wanted to separate the men from the boys.
I've seen this.
I'm sure that one will.
Yeah, but you know what though? So you're not going to get that slope in FSX. That sucks. That'll be a perfectly flat runway. You know what it is? Coming. I don't know which direction is that. Which direction is that? Is that north and south or east and west? Well, I guess it doesn't matter because if you come in from the far end, because if you land over the hump, you're gonna miss. If you land under that hump, you're gonna bounce.
And if you're not
That's
careful
crazy.
and if you're not going slow enough when you reach that hump, it'll launch you back up in the air.
Yeah, you're gonna go right. Yeah, that's what I mean. You're gonna bounce. Wow. And that's definitely a backtrack. I mean, you got to turn around at the end and come all the way back down.
Who in their right mind would even approve that runway?
The guy that was trying to get to his ski lodge around the corner from there.
The guy
Yeah,
that
that's
they put on the bulldozer with the bottle of whiskey that made all the roads through Arkansas.
That's a private.
It's
that's
France.
A
It's
private,
wine.
that's a private strip for rich people to fly into the ski resort. I'd do it. I'd shoot
Yeah.
that. Absolutely. Let's do that. Let's do that. I'll do that. I'm in.
Yeah.
It's not going to be as good in FSX without the hump, but I'll still do it.
I mean,
'Cause
Yeah.
look at the
I'll
approach.
I'll crash into it.
Look at the approach.
Well, you know what? That sounds like a nice, wonderful
Can you-
Saturday
I
I
afternoon
guess somebody
type
was
thing.
to crash the plane.
Is it really that long?
That's a
That's
Saturday
that's
gotta
afternoon.
be
one
Instead of trucking anymore, we're just going to fly into there.
No, we'll let David fly into there. Let David make the first flight on stream into there.
So the
Yeah, and
elevation
we won't even-
is 2,000
We won't even tell him.
feet.
We'll just say this is where we're going.
He
So
doesn't
it's
want a long flight either. He
2,000
wants a short
meters.
flight. So 2,000 meters.
2,000 meters. Yeah,
So
and the
okay.
runway length is 537 meters.
500. Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah, Andrew says it's 1,762 feet
17
long.
Yeah, that's fine. You just don't want to land on that hump. But you won't in FSX anyway because it won't be there. So that sucks. That's too bad. Because that'd be fun. Imagine hitting that hump. You just bounce. You'd be all going
Well,
around.
you land on the way that makes you go up, so you go up to get past the hill.
Well, the other thing too is that you're gonna, like I said, when you're coming down for that hump, you're gonna lose your visual reference because you're looking at the end of the runway, and all of a sudden the end of the runway disappears behind this massive hill. Shit.
Andrew goes, top news story: 4 or 5 planes crashed at one airport.
Okay, what you're talking about, you losing the crests and all that. Well, I've golfed enough that you aim for a point that you can't see over a hill anyway. So you
Yeah, but
find
you
a
don't do
reference
that in
point.
a plane.
No, but you track up the reference point as you're coming down. You see the end of the runway, so you look beyond it at the mountain beyond, and you see what you want to aim at to keep your point of reference.
Although taking off is probably kind of easy. It's probably like taking off from one of those British aircraft carriers where they have the ski jump at the end.
I was thinking more like taking off from a Hot Wheels track. Yeah. that's what I basically said.
I haven't seen a
Hot Wheels
British
trip.
carrier.
No, the British do too.
That runway is open to the public.
It is. You would think that would be a private strip with no control tower.
Yeah.
Huh. Yeah, that looks like.
Elevation 6,583
Yeah,
6,583 feet.
Yeah, it would be up here in the mountains.
Mm-hmm.
That might be a nice early New Year's Eve flight to do.
I'm gonna be.
Yeah, let's all get drunk and fly. That'd be
I-
great.
I don't think that's what he said, but yeah.
The thing is, flying in, the only tricky bit of flying that in FSX is going to be the approach. Because you got to come down that canyon in that pass.
Yeah.
That's only going to be the only tricky bit. The landing is going to be nothing because you're not going to have that hump.
But then again, BP, like you said, chances are that runway is not going to be modeled properly.
Holy shit. So the elevation changes from 6,500.
Yeah.
Wait, if I did the math right, that's a 500-foot elevation change?
Yeah.
200. 200 and...
I really wasn't. I really didn't hear all the numbers. I was just guessing 500.
No, 212 elevation change. But the runway headings is 45 and 225.
Oh, Andrew said, but he wants to fly with us though. So we have to wait till Andrew's.
Wait till he's back in Colorado.
Well, you know what? If you start driving right now, you can get time for us to fly tomorrow. You're
Where's
not
he
that
at?
far.
I'll be flying X-Plane tomorrow. Oh, Christ, I gotta go see what this IEGX costs. I need at least one plane.
Because I had X-Plane and a few other games on my wish list, and all of a sudden I got like 6 emails telling me, this is on sale, this is on sale, and I'm like, okay.
Yeah, I got
that's
all
great.
the emails of everything on my wish list being on sale.
Never even
Christmas.
dawned on me that X-Plane was on Steam.
He says he's back Thursday.
What did... Wait a minute, I can look this up. Never mind. Possible approach is 27. Okay.
Yeah, I'm going with runway 27.
Oh, it doesn't look that bad really from here.
Oh, flying in at night in there would be awesome.
So, there's a
I say we give.
Google Maps link.
I'll
for
give it to aviation to land A380 on it.
I don't think you're landing anything.
No.
I don't think you're landing a turboprop or anything. I wouldn't think. That's my guess anyway. It's a little short for that. I mean, even I can't tiptoe a 747 onto that thing.
Yeah, it looks like you'd have to tiptoe through the tulips on that one.
17 minutes from the airport.
Now, when you look at it top down from Google Maps, it doesn't look bad at all.
No.
It actually looks pretty well. It looks pretty well maintained. Look at the threshold. The threshold and the touchdown zone are like right next to each other. Like land here or you're fucked. They might as well just write that on the middle of the line. Oh. Being this high, but that's cool. It must be awesome to jump out of a plane in these mountains. See, I've never got to do that. Boy, that's a pretty place, though.
Oh, there's MoonDog. Catching up with me.
Wow, is that pretty?
I see him 9.3 miles to my 9 o'clock.
9 o'clock.
Probably had to think about watching the stream again. Huh? Now that I've shut down the friggin' page. No, I want to do that one.
How did I catch up? 9 o'clock? No, I should be 6 o'clock. I should be behind you.
I just did my turn.
Ah, okay.
So I turned on to towards
right.
the airport.
So yeah, I would be 9 o'clock. Okay.
What one way are you guys taking?
27.
There he is.
Thank you.
So what was that? You got 17 minutes before John.
I am 16 minutes out. Oh, 50 miles.
Okay, time to get a coffee then before you land.
Land, being optimistic. Although I can't say that anymore. You guys are all.
Yeah, we're starting to know what we might actually be doing.
I'm so proud.
Hey, look. Cell phone tower out in the middle of freaking nowhere.
That's how it works, my man.
Zig just caught up to me, and I'm going to cheat the turn and turn early.
I caught up to you.
Yeah. I'm down here at 9,000 feet. Probably flew over top of me.
Yeah, I see MoonDog. My 7 o'clock.
Yeah, Zig on active sky just passed me, so that's all right.
Sees, but he might.
At this 9,000 feet, I'm already at approach level for the ILS.
Well, yeah, because what's the airport elevation? 5,000 feet.
3,877.
Yeah, so 2,000 feet above. Yeah.
Yeah.
PV, I was going to ask you for how familiar are you with OBS?
Pretty familiar. Now I've been using it for quite a while.
I keep getting a message saying that I'm overloading OBS and I should consider turning down my frames.
What bit rate are you trying to stream at?
3,000. 30 FPS.
Yeah, see, at 30 FPS, 3,000 should be fine. What are you running?
I'm not dropping any frames.
No, I know it's the encoding. What's your are you running on CBR or VBR?
I don't remember.
You probably want to run on CBR, constant bit rate instead of variable. If you're running on variable, it'll try to jack it up when it thinks it has more power available, it has more bandwidth available. But the problem is that it's so inconsistent with YouTube that there's really no point in it. VBR is good if you're going to multi-stream, like if you're going to stream to multiple platforms, like say you're going to stream to YouTube and so that people can watch it on their phones, right? But you really want to do that on two separate computers. So CBR is really the way to go. It kind of cuts down on a lot of that shit because I think I stream at 8,000 and I don't ever get packet loss.
I didn't start having this trouble. Which also, with Restream.
What's your Restream settings at?
Does anybody know the airport elevation?
No.
I did mention that it was 3,877 feet. But then again, I'm not the nice one that'll tell you that in that form again.
Hey, I did say thank you. Why am I still moving down all the time? Oh.
But yeah, I'll watch my where it says KBS, kilobytes per second, and it'll go from anywhere. The lowest I've seen it drop tonight is 2,400, and it'll go as high as 3,800. But it's usually staying right around 3,000 to 3,200.
All right. So I was just talking or texting with the technician that was out earlier. I'll have new radio and stuff. Okay. I just watched my engines go to nothing.
Do you have your?
I just turned pitot heat back on. I turned it off.
Well,
but I was talking to the technician, and they're going to get radio and stuff, new radio and router out to me. He's like, but as soon as we can do it is after Tuesday when everyone comes back to work. And I said, oh, it's because I can't stream for crap right now and all that. That's as soon as he goes, well, unless we can find, you want to climb up on the side of your house. Yeah, I can climb up on the side of my house in the middle of the winter for that, no problem.
Yeah,
I have,
well,
no, I have ladders, and with where they put it, no problem.
anybody else hear like a high-pitched squeak or something?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's like hamster wheel kind of thing.
Yeah.
Might be the wheel I'm using. I'm driving. So.
I'm getting ready to approach the one-way.
I was just curious. I wanted to make sure it wasn't coming from my computer. That's not a sound I ever want to hear coming from my computer.
No, it isn't. Trust me, because I had that sound come from my computer not too long ago. Instead of my hard drive,
Well,
the sound of old rage dying.
See, I have an AIO water cooler. So I'm always listening for any issues with the pump, because sometimes those things will just go out and give you no warning. At 30 miles, I can ask for landing clearance.
Yeah, I'm gonna fly the space shuttle and X-plane. Sure.
You know, I had X-plane something or other. It was like one of the first X-planes to come out, and I ended up flying a rocket on Mars.
How do you fly out?
Why did...
Fuck flying it. I'm just gonna watch the trailer. Holy shit, is it pretty?
It's a typical day.
All right. Runway 27.
They'll give me. I'm gonna factor scout. Give me a code. I'm gonna ask.
3024.
Oh, for X-plane, you mean?
Yeah.
What do you do? Just email them or something?
Yeah, I'm just gonna ask them. Put a
Doesn't
lot of
hurt
money
to
with
ask.
them. Yeah. No. I spent a lot of money with them. No,
I missed that.
guy.
Ask them what?
I'm gonna ask them if they'll give me a code for X-plane. I've had every version of Active Sky since it came out, so. Oh, man, it's massive. It's huge. It's gonna take forever to install. It's gonna be right.
It's 26 miles.
See,
Tool
the other,
around in the Cessna for a little while. Yes.
oh, you were here the other day because it was with the F1 cards that we were playing with. I downloaded that in like 2 minutes because they
Yeah.
uncapped my internet. I'm like, I told the guys when he came in, I'm like, that was awesome. You don't
Yeah.
understand. That was like Stu and Draco speed, and I explained it to him. He's like, yeah, well, they're hoping to get stuff in the network to that, but they just can't yet. So it's like, I'll just be nice, and whenever they want to uncap and let me play with stuff, then you know.
That's what I miss about. That's really the only thing I miss about the download speed. When I could use it, like with Steam, when I could use most of it, it was fantastic. Now it sucks. Now I just got regular shitty internet. Downloading sucks. I hate it. But whatever. It's. I mean, it's not ridiculously. It's not like, you know. It's not 0.2 of a megabyte or anything. It's 20, no, 20, well, 24 with Steam most times, which is, a tenth of what no, 20th. Whatever. It's also a 20th of the price.
And there's a bunch of free airports.
Oh, that's the cool thing about X-Plane is good scenery. Like if I want to spend, now I have 4 terabytes on this drive now. So if I want to go out and get another 4 terabyte drive.
4 terabytes.
Yeah. Well, it's the only one he had, and I needed one.
Right.
And he this is a $400 drive. He sold it to me for $75 because he's like, dude, you look like you have the appearance of a desperate man. I really am. He's like, okay, this is $75. It's yours. Yeah, sold.
Yeah. Yeah. Should have bought 2 and sent one to me.
Well, I'm gonna go back and buy another one at whatever price he wants to sell them to me. To be honest. But
Thing you do is
so if I got another 4 terabyte, I could do the X-Plane Ortho project, which is photoreal scenery around the entire world, which looks, I mean, it's so it is just amazing. It's a huge amount of work to do, and it's all free. 4 terabytes worth of stuff, free.
For Explain 11.
Yeah. Yeah, there's one guy that I watch stream who runs it, and I swear to God, you look out that now, Chris, he's got a pretty maxed out system, right? You look out the window of his plane, you'd swear it was a real picture, like you'd think you were in a real plane. It is that good. X-Plane, nobody does graphics better than X. Like you can get FSX to look very good, and P3D is another level of, but X-Plane, nobody does the look of things better than it.
Version 4, actually version 4.1, is that they moved a lot of the rendering from the CPU to the GPU.
Right. As soon as they went 64-bit, they could free that up. Right. You're not going to bottleneck your shit in and having it all trying to render through the CPU. You know, Flight Sim will look as good as it looks, right? It'll look as good as your CPU will allow it to look. You can have 8, Titans in your system, and it's only ever going to look so good. But
Right.
any 64-bit system that can shift that load over to the GPU is going to look amazing. That's why P3D V4, especially and not Tex or whatever, that fucking Toga Products crap. But PTA, the one that Matt Davies did, Bellins did, if you get the right presets, P3D looks like, that almost looks real too. Now, granted, like X-Plane, you can get it looking that good. But like the reason I didn't go to P3D version 4 is A, the price. B is that you can't migrate stuff anymore. You're too far out now. 64-bit. None of the stuff run.
It
none
did,
of the
Andrew.
FSX stuff will run. So
I thought I had my pitot heat on, but apparently I didn't.
Yeah, that happened to me. My engines kind of froze up.
Okay,
I thought I
It
had it on.
it happening to me didn't clue you guys in that maybe.
Well, I swore I turned all that on before we even left because I knew we were flying in the mountains, but I didn't. I guess I missed that one.
I made sure all that stuff was on before I got.
So you didn't shut off your engines, damn it.
Alright, getting ready to make my turn onto my.
JFK for Explain 11. 20,000 objects, 1,000 separate animations.
Yeah.
Wow.
Free.
No.
There is
DLC,
$17.99
yeah.
plus shipping and handling.
No, but there is a free one.
Oh, okay.
There is a very
Bubby Face Games, thank you for subscribing. Welcome to the stream.
Oh well. I'll just getting the free one.
There's a very good free Heathrow too that somebody in and out. The only thing it doesn't have is, for some reason, they never finished the far end of it, at least the one that I saw, where the fuel tanks and where British Airways maintenance hangars and all that are, and where Virgin run-ups and all that are. Because you taxi up to that when you take off 27 right, because 99% of flights that go out of Heathrow are on 27 right. So you see that every time. Bubby Face Game. What's up? Thanks for the subscription. Don't forget to subscribe to Buy Full of Profit on YouTube too.
Like, don't just throw that one out there. Don't forget, there's
Don't
Cavalier
feel bad, I
Royce,
haven't
Doobie, and
Well, that's you
Zigzag,
guys.
yeah.
That's this is your stream. You do that bit. I do it when I stream.
Zigzag, Draco 411, Mr. Moondog.
And as soon as I get another monitor or something I can watch chat on, I'll get another big stream. Listen, Roy, stop it.
Yeah, that was the last one. You have to have that one.
I have to have that one.
Yeah.
To be honest, I have to have Heathrow, but okay, no. The Heathrow
No, they did.
No, there's a really good free thing.
I didn't see throw on there, but because you do a lot out of JFK.
I do, yeah, I fly into J at least twice a month, 3 times a month this month.
Mm-hmm.
I'm on the American rotation this time. It's funny. They got better rotations at BAV for everybody, but all senior captains. We're still doing rotations because we're stuck in the system. They fired the tech director. Now I should point out that he's interested in flying for probably the best, most prestigious VA on the planet. BAV is hiring. There is a bit of an interest in them, but you guys all know how to fly, so it shouldn't be too much work. But anyway, so they have paid positions, right? The guys who work for them, well, they fired their tech director because they've been trying to redo the website now a couple of years, and this guy's been dragging his feet or whatever. So They got a new one, and apparently a lot of us old guys that have been around for a while are stuck in the system, like stuck in a loop. Because like, I thought we weren't doing rotations anymore. Yeah, well, you guys still are. Oh, okay. So they've got me on the U.S. rotation now. So I flew from Heathrow to JFK, JFK back to Heathrow, from Heathrow to Boston, back to Heathrow, from Heathrow to Philly, back to Heathrow, from Heathrow to Dulles, back to Heathrow, to Miami today, back tomorrow to Heathrow, and then in 4 days from Heathrow to Heathrow. It's like, oh, really?
For those of you who are new to our stream, we do get very quiet when we're getting ready to land because, well, we actually want to land.
And that's usually
We
what
want to land, not crash and die.
So they don't do a DLC for Heathrow.
No, it's okay. I could get a free one. It's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, but see, landing is boring. Nobody wants to watch you land.
No, everybody wants to watch you land to see if you're successful or not.
I just want to watch you land upside down.
That's
I
entertaining.
don't know. There's been quite a few people who actually enjoy watching good landings. Anybody can crash.
Yeah, anybody can crash. It depends how good you crash.
Why is it not giving me that airstrip?
I was going to say, crashing with style.
Why don't birds suddenly?
And
Yeah, right. Only if
that's-
somebody pushes it.
That song's not 100 years old yet. It feels like it,
It
but it's
should
not.
be. My mom sang it to me when I was a baby. I've got
God, when did Karen Carpenter die? Like 1979, right, or something like that. It's a long time ago.
All right, clear to land.
I'm old and I even know who that is. God, yeah.
Karen was a carpenter? What'd she
That's
build?
not-
oh, really, Andrew? You just tell me to shut up, huh? Don't make me turn Roy or BP loose on you.
Yeah, you don't want to do that. They're not the nice ones.
Yeah, they're not-
Andrew,
MoonDog-
behave. Don't make me
MoonDog-
have to come through this computer after you.
Moondog's a nice one. Isn't it? It's 50 years. Elvis be dead this coming 2018, huh? Is it 50 years? He died. Was it? No, 19. I no, no.
1978.
something.
78, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
so it'd be
think.
50. Holy shit!
I just hope I don't die in the same place he did.
Almost. Listen, I almost
No.
did a couple.
Oh,
of them.
you'll judge my landing too? Oh, well, I got a few landings I've seen you do that I can judge.
And it's only
I-
40 years because I'm not 58.
Oh yeah, that's right. 40 years. Yeah, 78.
Ooh, that mountain came out of nowhere.
Did I say-
Who put that
I-
mountain there?
I was 10. So.
I was, let's see, 6.
I remember my mom cried when he died. My mom, she loved Elvis. She thought because she was from the, she was
Be right back. I gotta get the dog.
But according to the
Oh,
tabloids, he
final
didn't die
approach.
until
I have
about
to get
3
the
years
dog.
ago.
Well, that's the life of Zig. You know, he takes care of the dog. He's close enough that
Oh,
if it,
You know how it is with me too. If I'm in a final approach, put the plane on auto land. Fuck it, gotta go. Oh,
I'm on final.
almost auto landed today. just
And then
'cause I
once
was
I'm
so
done
pissed
with
off.
this, I gotta set my throttle cauldrons back up for a 4-engine plane.
You know, it's funny. All the flying I do, I still
Oh.
don't have a yoke. I have a good joystick and a good throttle.
it's all you
Never-
need,
Man.
right? It's all
That's
you
all
need.
you need.
Down to the green.
Man, them first world problems.
The thing about having a yoke is, it would mean I would have to move my steering wheel, and that does not happen
All right,
ever.
Yeah, that was what Kevin was trying to tell me to.
I'm over
You
a
don't
pro-
need a yoke.
F
threshold.
like with
threshold.
That would
my
be
wheels
moving
not
my
being
steering.
disconnected. Yeah.
No, my wheel is part of my desk. I mean, it's not moving. That's all there is to it. So it pisses me off. I can't use it in F1 race stuff. I mean, it's.
MoonDog, are you about ready to turn off the runway yet, or no?
Why
I
would
just
you-
touched down just now.
Okay.
You're behind him, Draco? Obviously.
I don't know where he ended
I'm
up. He was ahead of us, but I got straight onto the approach. So
I can't be sure, but I think the PS broke in my plane.
I might be blind,
you-
but I don't see a runway up here anywhere, Draco. you see a runway? Are you visual just runway? Because I don't see it.
He is blind. You are blind.
Well, I'm looking out the front window of the plane. I don't see anything that looks like.
Well, I've been flying this way for quite a while now, and I haven't gotten any closer to the airport by looking at my GPS. So I'm thinking that all of a sudden.
What is your? What is that? What is that? Your is that your ILS dial down there on your HSI? Because you're way off. Looks like you want to fly right. Remember, that's a command instrument. So you want to fly towards the to the frequency that is.
Everyone, we're going to parking.
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 Okay. It's just snow they were talking about.
I don't see
I'm
any
looking for
snow.
the damn airport. I don't. I just got haze. All right, where the hell is this airport at? Because I
Well,
do. I haven't seen it.
See someone passing in front of me about 5,000 feet, 5,800.
That was me. I was gonna go around.
9 o'clock, 16 miles.
Yeah, I'm doing a go around myself.
Yeah, I'm gonna line myself back up.
Okay. We'll have the class on how
whoa,
to set up ILS so that
Could
you can
almost go.
at least make your approach set up. The class will
What's
happen
the-
after this.
Line this
I
thing in
don't-
my hand.
I don't know how to do that in a plane like this.
What's the MoonDog? What's the runway heading?
Actual heading's 267.
All right, dial that in and fly in that direction, Drake. Or you could ask ATC. Tell them that's him. I'm familiar with the area. Request directions to the airport. Ah!
It's on the charts. ATC won't even tell you what the direction of the
Six,
airport
No,
seven.
is.
they wouldn't tell you. Well, they would. They wouldn't.
They
like
would if you ask, most likely.
it. Then they'll laugh at you.
Asking you, thou shall receive.
Sometimes.
Like when somebody asked to do touch.
The
Well,
ILS
I did touch and
frequency
goes at
is
JFK.
110.1.
Yeah, it seems to me like you want to go right, but I don't know if your OBS
Well,
is
see-
dialed to that or not.
Well, see, the thing is that. So I should be, if it's 286, right? Is that what you said? Or
267.
267. Oh, okay. So I should be turning to my left, according to what you're giving me. But my GPS is telling me I should be flying towards it still, but I'm gaining distance.
Right.
Okay, are you?
Well,
Do you have?
And according
your-
to active sky,
I wish I could hear everything. Zig's flying.
I'm actually
away
gonna
from
go with active sky because I think my GPS is broke.
Draco, you're northwest of it by however
I thought
many
so.
miles that you are. You've passed it. You need to come back around.
I am.
Zig's ready to probably
See, kids,
do a
always learn
180
how to fly by other than GPS because you never know when that thing is gonna crap out on you.
That was a nice landing.
I didn't see it, so I can't tell you that.
That was a really smooth landing. Stay next way. Yeah, I can taxi off to the left. I'm moving.
Well, you have time. You can come all the way down here to parking, the end of CNA.
I just held my middle mouse button and tried to zoom in onto Draco's fucking.
Nope, that's I'm too fast.
That
Why don't they're gonna let us do that in YouTube? Like I could help if
It hasn't worked in this. It doesn't work in Transport Fever. It doesn't matter.
I'm
You can't.
saying, no, it's so annoying, isn't it? Farm sim. How many times have you watched a farm sim video and tried to move the view? I do it all the time.
I do it. Oh, I do it so bad when I'm watching something old Phil's doing. Try to
Oh,
see it
he
from
was-
a different angle.
he was playing Euro, he's doing his Euro Truck Special Transport thing today. I was watching that while I was flying, and I'm like, and I kept trying to I was turning my joystick because that's how I control my view in Euro Truck, and I'm like, what am I doing? It's a video. It doesn't work.
Yeah, I'd like to get a good joystick. I get this wheel lined out to farm sim.
The Thrustmaster, David just got he's got the same one I have, my secondary one that I use for controlling my views with EasyDock and flying and for loader work in FS. Fuck is it called? What is this thing called? The HOTAS X, I think it's called. It's like
Thrustmaster
$40.
Yeah.
It's awesome. So I wish I tell you what, if I'd have known this existed before I bought my Warthog, I probably wouldn't have bought that. I would have bought this because this is really good. It's kind of a waste what I use it for. It's really, really good.
I don't know. I don't do loader work very well.
I would have
Ask
to
MoonDog
get.
about it.
Yeah, it's needs some improvement. I would get what Davith got if I have to replace the one I have.
Yeah, he's
But
got the same one I
it's-
have.
Yeah,
Fucking
and that's
awesome.
that's nice.
It's a wicked. It comes with even a throttle. I've never used the throttle, but it's.
Okay, so let's.
Oh no, you know what? I do use the throttle because the
Wait,
little
what?
slidey buttons on top I use to extend the boom on the telehammer.
Yeah, you're coming down to where I'm at. All the way to the end down there, and then to your right just a little bit.
Okay.
Rico, did you dial the ILS free into your nav?
No, I'm doing VFR.
Okay,
You
well, it
can
wouldn't
still-
hurt to dial it in. It could go in
Yeah.
the right direction at least.
What's the ILS?
110.1.
I didn't do ILS. I hand flew that thing in.
110.1.
I'm
Pretty
sorry.
close.
Why not? I put in the ILS and found where I needed to go, lined it up. That's what it's there for.
Yeah. I don't even know how to do the ILS in this plane, so I just hand flew it.
I can walk everyone through it as long as they can understand me.
All right,
You
got it.
put it on the nav one. You switch your GPS up to nav and it will direct towards it. Look at my cockpit here and turn stuff back on so I can see.
I got that big grinder and the heavy haul stuff for ATS going to Florida with it. So
It's funny, Scuderia and those guys, they were playing ETS multiplayer, I guess the other day or whatever. And Shawnee B was like, "Oh, we'd love to see you on some ATS multiplayer." Yeah, that's not gonna happen. Considering I'm banned
What's the
forever.
runway course again?
267.
I'm still battling with STS over my World of Trucks account that somebody took from me. Yeah, I also did see the shifter I wanted for ATS.
SKS shifter
Yeah.
things. That guy screwed so many people.
What was it? Kevin was saying that the
The
shipping,
waiting list is unbelievable.
shipping a free shifter with it.
With what? Right, you cut out in the middle.
Oh, Kevin was on about that. The shop by me that is selling the G29 and they're shipping a free shifter with it.
Really?
Oh, dang.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's what I've been looking at.
It's like £145 with a free shifter.
Wow.
Wow.
Because the shifter alone was $70.
Yeah.
This is the 8 shifter we're talking about now, Dan. You
Yeah,
know, the
I
ones that
used
comes
it
with
for
the-
racing.
That's the best thing about the G27. It all came in one pack. I didn't have to spend. I mean, mine cost $300.
Airport
I bought
straight
it
ahead of
before
you
it
there,
was-
Draco. I don't
Mhm.
see it, but
Yeah.
it is straight ahead of you.
Yeah, he's visual on it. I can see it. He's lined up on it now. That was the shitty thing about the G29. You had to buy the 8 shifter separate. And it wasn't any better. It was the same shifter, just relabeled.
Yeah, but when they changed all that, they discontinued the G27.
Yeah.
Then I sort of want the G29 because I heard from a couple guys I raced with about that other one I was looking at.
Well, I think you can't go wrong with either. Like for consumer grade stuff, obviously the G29 is a damn good wheel. It's Hall effect sensor brakes.
Why are my deer not going down?
You had them down.
You're going too
you
fast.
just put them up. Or yeah, you could be going too fast. I can't read your gauges.
Gear.
It's not
Yeah,
going down. The G button's not putting them down.
I'm looking outside view for you. What's your speed?
I don't know. 160? No, it's
you're
not
at-
that. I can't read it.
Well, it's
If you're above
170.
160,
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
you-
170.
Am I?
yeah, if you're above 160, your gear won't come down.
Yeah, now you're below 160.
That's unfortunate because that would make
There
a
they go. All right.
tremendous noise. You can't lower your gear. Like Chris, I can lower my gear at 300.
Well, I was having trouble with this until I figured something out. My steering sensitivity was down in R factor 2, which was
Yeah,
leading to
I'm
where
way
why the
low.
cars wouldn't turn for me.
Windows
Just-
Defender is
just a
is,
little
getting
bit.
rid of your malware.
You're about 300 feet above ground.
Yeah, after the big Windows update, I've had to go back in on a lot of stuff and work on settings, and then I've had to search for some of the stuff
Well, you know what's funny is that I figured that Windows Update was going to screw my wheel because it usually does, but it didn't this time. What screwed me was not keeping a copy of the profiler when I had to dump my hard drive.
Yeah.
Luckily, a friend of mine helped me out with that. Thank you, MoonDog.
Yeah, absolutely no problem because I've had to go look for that. The profiler, you can't. You gotta.
Oh, it's hard to find. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's because they don't advertise it. Obviously,
I've
they don't.
found the profiler for this Driving Force GT of my son's, but I also know what the other issue on this is when I saw him spike
There
it
it
in the
is.
floor in his bedroom one day. So
Yeah, that doesn't help.
Yeah. Things to not do with your steering wheel or flight stick. Spike it into the floor. Toss it against the wall.
like I said, as soon as when things work out to where I get another one, I'll let him have it back.
I gotta say, this G27 has been nothing. I mean, and I've beat the crap out of it. Nothing but solid. Doesn't make a sound. Works perfect. Even the H-shifter is a little sloppy, but it still works perfect.
I haven't.
Nothing.
I haven't beaten mine as bad as yours because I haven't done the number of racing with it. But when I saw that it for the price and stuff, I said, "Oh, I gotta grab it," and then found out 2 weeks later that they discontinued it. That was the absolute dream.
Oh, it's a shame too, because I still think it's a better. I still think it's the best wheel I've seen.
Yeah, and then when I was looking, we were finding them for like, what was it?
$1,600.
Yeah, yeah.
Because we were gonna get you one. Well, shit, we'll get Draco G27. Well, no, but guess we.
Yeah. No.
It's ridiculous how much. I mean, because for $1,600, shit, I'd have
Shit,
sold.
six
I would
coming
have
in.
sold this one and got a damn and got a OSW. But I'm keeping this wheel till it dies because this has been this has been the best wheel I've ever owned.
All right. I'll land on a cross in a zig.
We don't need to go around again. What are you talking about?
Nah, it's just
Go around again.
Go around.
Around again.
all those are words I hate hearing those
That was
words.
a little bumpy.
Little bumpy. What are you talking about?
I was outside view on that. That was a little bumpy. It wasn't
Yeah, I
crash.
don't know.
You didn't clash, but you
I
kind
don't
of.
know what you guys. You guys haven't seen bumpy if you think that's bumpy.
From one
Well-
aircraft carrier to another one with a guy that tried out for NASA, and then tried to miss all the wires on the other ship.
The lights in the city really light up where they're supposed to.
Yeah, Yeah, that's the hybrid lights. I was gonna say
Hey,
we're gonna do a
Draco.
downwind and turn on the base up here.
The
I
one way is
think we're
clear
gonna
for
land
you.
on-
One ways, I should say. No, Jake. Zig, you want to turn left.
Oh, I turned right.
For a minute, I thought Draco was gonna land head on to you.
That would have been entertaining.
That'd have been that's him. Or you landed on 27 right, then I'll land on.
Oh, there's snow.
I didn't get snow.
It just started snowing.
That's
Where did we go? Parking?
capital. Yeah, we'll
Right
park it.
behind you.
That's a pretty. On there, Draco. Wait, no.
Helene is the capital of Montana, so.
It's Helena.
Helena.
Is it?
Okay, well,
It's Helena.
Helena, not Helena. Helena. Ugh.
hey, I knew it was the capital of Montana. How much more? I can't barely say Druco very correctly, so you know.
I don't know. There's been somebody that's been pronouncing the word dynasty as dynasty, and it's been about to drive me knucking futs.
Well, that's how certain parts of the world pronounce it, Dan. Not everybody's from Texas. Oh, there's a Capitol building right there. That's cool. Good job, Orbx. Way to drop that in. It's a when you fly over Big Ben and stuff. Didn't see it, you know. It's like, oh, that's Big Ben. That's Houses of Parliament.
Oh,
That's
Draco's
some
landing. Ah.
Weird grass strip in the middle of nowhere.
Oh, that. Okay, that wasn't a very eventful landing from my end.
Hold on, he hasn't landed yet. I haven't seen it. I still don't know where the hell he's going. Are you gonna? You really waited this long to turn? Wow, you really did. Good for you. Talk about coming in at the last minute.
He found a runway. He landed it. He landed it smoothly. I mean,
I was gonna say that's the backwards way of everybody else landed, but whatever. Land in the wind. It's fine.
At least I landed at the right airport.
Yeah.
I'd like to be the people in these houses. Oh shit!
Fecal matter.
So you guys all landed on what runway?
we landed on 27. He landed on 5.
Draco landed on 5.
What's going on in San Francisco?
Nice landing, though, Draco. Very nice.
Yeah.
It was a little hard.
It's okay. You want to land a little firm in these conditions so the wheels don't aquaplane. You got to break that surface tension. You'll land them firm in these conditions on a contaminated runway. And leave your flaps down until you park. There's a little
Do you
safety
think we
tip.
left any FOD on the one way?
No. There's a little safety tip for you boys. When you're in contaminated conditions like this, you don't put your flaps down at the end of the runway. You stop the plane, put the flaps down. Otherwise, you fill up all the control channels with snow, and they could jam.
I try to remember on all, because that's in the checklist. As soon as you turn off the runway, is to pop the flaps up. So I've been pretty good with
Yeah.
that.
Thank you,
so.
Andrew. But you know, smooth landings are overrated to a
thought-
smooth landing.
I thought that was pretty good.
I thought it was
On my
pretty good.
end.
He
On my
gave
end,
me a
he's
7
mostly-
on center line, and a 5 on smoothness.
Center line.
Center line.
It
Yeah,
was on
but
the
again-
runway.
Again, you're not gonna tiptoe them on in these conditions, because the last thing you want to do is aquaplane and not be able to steer or not be
Yeah.
able to brake. Even worse.
Man, another thing, never use your cruise control when you're driving in the rain or snow.
And it's also snowing like a biatch right now.
Yeah,
Safety
coming
tip.
down pretty good.
Not on my
What
end.
is up with, well, active
They've
Yeah.
called
skies.
for flurries here tonight too.
You may
so-
want to turn your engine anti-ice on at least now, Draco. Taxiing back.
So what did
He didn't give me an overall.
Well, I'm gonna give
Come
you.
on,
I'm
Andrew.
gonna give you an 8 if it would land again. Absolutely, yeah.
Oh, that's because all the snow moved away.
I thought it was all right.
I have no idea where you guys are.
Parking.
Parking.
You know
Go
that-
across the runway and just follow that taxiway
Go
all the way
across-
down.
It's a runway. There's 4 runways.
The
Draco
runway you
went
are
the
just in
opposite
front.
way.
Then go down that taxiway all the way down.
Of course, you're going to be in Wyoming if you keep going down this tax. Drive back. Drive back to Jackson Hole.
Yeah, if you turn right, you do have to go to the end of the taxiway. We'll be at the end, just to the right. You'll see us.
Leave your beacon on. I leave your.
You might want to go.
To be honest,
Yeah.
Draco, you might want to just take off and then land at the other end.
Land again, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like flying out of Amsterdam, out of Schiphol, when you have to go off 34 right. You could drive to England faster than you could taxi over there to fly over there. It's a pain in the ass. That taxi is ridiculous. It's like
So you can
7
park up your
miles.
aircraft, hook up to a tow, and drive there faster.
I swear, it takes longer to fly. Like if you, like I did a couple of A319 flights out of there, and I swear to God, the flight is 25 minutes. It's like a 45-minute taxi. Are you kidding?
Yeah.
Why is it a 45-minute taxi?
Because
Because it's-
runway 34 right is about 6 miles from the terminals.
Why?
Because
Because
Where they could
that's where
fit
they
Tots.
put it.
For me, I think that's a little stupid.
Well, it's where they can fit it and where they can.
it's
make
the
it
way
work.
that it's
Yeah.
the way the. And I have to take off from there, but the wind is prevalent in that direction. So.
All
we
right,
knew
guys.
it was.
Am I getting close to you guys at all?
You're halfway there.
Yeah.
You just gotta go all the way down.
Yeah, made it
How
to
did I end up
Alabama.
here before you, Draco?
Because he was actually headed in the wrong direction when he.
I was
He landed
following
on-
my broken GPS and I didn't realize it had broken
Yeah.
until.
Yeah, he landed on the opposite runway, the concurrent runway that you landed on. That's why I thought you guys were gonna go head to head.
Leshy,
Well, that's why I peeled off.
welcome to the stream. You do not need a joystick to play this game, but it's highly recommended. A flight
Yeah.
stick would be. You
First time.
can get a flight stick for about $40 that really
No,
makes life a
$20.
lot better.
You get a flight stick for
$20.
$5, that would make it a lot better than a
I got a
keyboard.
funny story about
Yeah.
a person who used his mouse.
Hey, I've actually learned how to
For
play
you.
with the mouse.
You do?
No, you don't. Shut up.
No, I did. I learned how when I first got FSX, way before I got it from Roy. When it first came out on box, I flew with the mouse to learn how to fly everything. I didn't have a flight stick.
You
So.
monkey.
Right
Down
in
to
front
the
of you.
right. You see us? Don't hit
You
us.
guys just popped in.
Don't hit me.
Well, good thing you're taxiing to Toga. It'll take you a month to get there. You're gonna run out of fuel before you get to the end of the taxi. You could have just drove from Jackson Hole for all this work.
Right.
I think it's probably faster to drive than to
I,
taxi.
honest to God, would have took off again and just came back around and landed on this end.
Nicely
Ah,
done,
that's-
though, overall, Draco.
Ridiculous taxi. So this is the deal.
Come on. Where is a frickin' rest area at?
That's why they board you 30 miles before the 30 minutes before the flight takes off. There you guys are.
Yeah. So I'm gonna stop my recording and I'll pop this up afterwards. So one of you guys wanna take us out?
Go ahead, Draco.
Can I do it?
Yeah,
Sure,
why not?
Absolutely, BP.
I'd be honored if you
Yeah.
did.
Thanks, everybody. Hope you guys enjoyed the show. Remember, the Monkey Show night shift goes off pretty much every night with something or other, whether it be flying or farming or whatever else they decide to do. Make sure, please, if you're not subscribed, to subscribe to all of these guys. All the links to everything are in the description of their. To all of them. Also, remember to subscribe to me, Bipolar Prophet, on YouTube. I haven't made a video in a while, but I'm coming back to what I promised. I want to thank everybody for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed yourself. I know I did. I especially want to thank Zig for letting me hang out in his Discord and take over like I always do. Thanks to Draco MoonDog. I'm sorry, other guy, I don't know your name.
Aviation pilot.
Aviation.
Yeah.
Aviation pilot. Thank you very much. It was good meeting you, and hopefully you guys all enjoyed yourself, and we'll see you next time. And this is the Bipolar Prophet, along with Zig, Draco, MoonDog, and Aviation saying, see you later.
See you
See
later.
you later.
See you later.